If you take something selfless, turn it into something self-serving, that takes the virtue out of the virtue signaling. So now you're just signaling. And we've evolved to see through that. If you want to do good deeds, do them, and then don't advertise it. That's how you know you genuinely want to do something. I mean, for your own sake, don't you want to know that? How you feel about yourself when you're by yourself, that should be everybody's drug of choice. Thank you, Tom Bilyeu, for that quote. Rumor has it that Mike Pompeo may run in 2024. If that's true, and if somehow Andrew Yang manages to make it into the finale and run against Mike Pompeo, that'll be a tricky one for me. When it rains, it pours. I'd have to go with Mike Pompeo because at this moment in time, I'm more anti-China than I am socialist. Please allow me to clarify what anti-China means to me. I have a minimum of 6 reasons to be anti-China. 1. Anti-China means anti-CCP because, well, the CCP insists they are China and China is them. They are one and the same, completely inseparable and synonymous. So I'm using their terminology here. If China equals the CCP, then I'm anti-China. If, on the other hand, the Chinese people refuse to accept this definition, then I'll be happy to say I'm pro-China. 2. Anti-China means anti-censorship. 3. Anti-China means anti-corruption, anti-bribery, anti-wolf warrior diplomacy. 4. Anti-China means anti-Orwellian surveillance. 5. Anti-China means anti-concentration camps. And 6. Anti-China means anti-organ harvesting. That one alone is enough of a reason to be anti-China. After the Holocaust, we said, never again. Did we mean that? Or were we just virtue signaling? The left believes they're the party that advocates for equality and human rights. Okay, you want to talk human rights? Let's talk human rights. I voted for Donald Trump because I stand for human rights, because I don't want to fund the CCP and support their Holocaust. It's very simple. That's all it came down to for me. Holocaust bad, therefore Trump good. That's what I thought the left was about, standing up to real injustices in the world, giving a voice to the voiceless. Everything I thought the left was about, turns out, is just the opposite. I called myself leftist because I thought it meant being tolerant, promoting equality, and accepting diversity. What leftist means to me today is intolerance, authoritarianism, censorship, corporatism, which was not obvious to me at first, but if you look at who the big corporations are supporting, then it's very obvious. All the media companies, banks, big pharma, big tech. You let us keep this monopoly and we'll help you stay in power. Good idea. Power begets power. Awesome. Perhaps the most nefarious quality that the left has come to represent is globalism. So therefore, being leftist means being pro-CCP and anti-human rights. They've become the opposite of everything they claim to stand for. If you can be paid to look the other way, you're not virtuous. So stop virtue signaling. The amount of self-righteousness and virtue signaling from the left is nauseating. Why? Because of the hypocrisy of it all. Reminds me of Catholic priests. Money makes people blind, conveniently blind. If you're a globalist, you're advocating to support a regime that sells people's live organs for profit. They've even branched out to Muslim countries. advertising halal organs for sale, organs that have never been exposed to alcohol.
We are all aware, those that know the atrocities of the Chinese Communist Party for many years, especially in the 90s, the organs of Falun Gong practitioners were harvested, sold, profited from. Halal organ harvesting is where the highest bidders in the Middle East, so we're talking all your Gulf countries, they head over to China, and China are not hiding this. They literally have videos, and I've shared it on my Twitter as well. They've got hospitals catering to these essentially Arab Muslims, where they have, and we know for a fact that China for the longest time have been suppressing religion. So closing down of mosques, demolishing halal food. But when you go to these hospitals that deal with these people, there are mosques and Muslim canteens, halal canteens within hospital grounds. What happens is with these Middle Easterners, most of them Muslim, they do not want an organ from someone that has drank alcohol, eaten pork for most of their lives. Sickeningly, they want organs from Muslims, and they're literally given like you would buy any product, like a 30-day money-back guarantee sort of thing. If that doesn't work, we'll get you another one. And we clearly saw this when concentration camp detainees are initially taken in. From the former concentration camp detainees that I've interviewed, they are given retina eye tests, their DNA is taken, their blood samples are taken on a daily basis, especially for the female, sterilization. These fluids are injected into them. So these organs are sold to the Middle East, and these videos promoting this practice are actually on the internet, promoted by hospitals.
Does it get any more heinous than that? If you support globalization with China, you're supporting a regime that's committed worse atrocities and killed more people than Nazis. They're worse than Nazis. If you didn't think it could get more evil than the Nazis, it can. Just when you think it can't possibly get any worse, oh, just you wait. It can always get worse. That's why we need to count our blessings in 2020. Because who knows what 2021 has in store. I'd like to say to all the globalists out there, the next time you decide to virtue signal to anyone, have a look at the garbage regime that you're supporting and explain how expanding and propping up that garbage regime is a good thing for all of humanity. You can preach to yourself, because I'm not listening. There's nothing you can say to make me support organ harvesting. There's nothing you could pay me to make me support organ harvesting. And if you were really virtuous, maybe you could say the same. If you truly cared about human rights, you'd be fighting for people to be released from concentration camps in China, not fighting for what pronouns we need to use. If you want to be taken seriously, then be serious. Put your energy towards serious things like genocides. That's pretty important. That should top the list, don't you think? If you hate Trump more than the CCP, that's how you know you've been brainwashed by the media. I was brainwashed too for years, so I understand how that happens. But one day, I was just like, wait, I need a little perspective here. An equivalency to the CCP? That would be the Nazis. And guess which is worse? If the whole world has gone mad and I don't go along with it, then maybe I'm the sane one? My drug of choice is how I feel about myself when I'm by myself. What's yours?